live things too.
Yes.
Last night it seemed like a lot more things were live, which was good. We are live. You're good.
Morning.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, Deb. That's fine.
God, it's bright though. It's almost like the overheads.
It looks like the overheads are on.
Oh, Gabrielle Giffords tweeted, "Speaking is hard for me too, Braden, but as you know, practice and purpose help. Thank you for your courage and for the great speech."
Oh my gosh, it was so touching.
Okay. Yeah. I have it right here, actually. Oh boy.
Did you hear that?
I did.
Yes.
Squeaky. Uh-oh. Fixed upside down.
Oh boy.
The Paul Houston Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
Good Friday morning to you. It's the did I say it's Friday?
Yay!
It's Friday! Oh, yeah, you can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is Friday, August 21st, the 234th day of 2020. There are 132 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And as I understand it, we're getting back into summer in a very big way for the next several days. And the team is here. Dick Hafner, trust me, is here, but he was upside down just a moment ago. That's radio talk. Actually, no, he was really upside down. So Dick is here, though, our WJR news director. Dana Clark, for those of us following on online, on social media, watching us as well as listening to us. Dana is here looking reddish to me.
Well, you know what?
Because of the outfit.
My light is not on either.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I'll be back.
She'll turn her light on and not be so red. Although the reflection from her shirt maybe is what's causing part of that. We've got Brian Morton, presumably there in the booth, there in the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building. Kim is here. Coffee delivered. God bless her. And as ideas start coming. And then, of course, our executive producer.
There we go.
Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
Oh,
I watched the event last night, and I watched much of it last night because I taped it, and I thought they did a fine job. I think I know what the Republicans have got to do, and I don't know if they'll do it. I don't talk to anybody there that has any interest in figuring out these things, but if I were the Republicans, I would just take what was said at that convention, and if they're refutable, I would refute all the different things they said, because they said a lot of different things that were surprising to me in terms of what happened with the economy, what happened with jobs. We've been told along the way before the pandemic that things were fabulous and great. And the Democrats seem to not think so last night. In fact, it's hilarious in that they don't even consider the pandemic as being a cause for businesses shutting down or anything else, when it was mostly Democrat-run cities and states that shut down the most, and therefore businesses lost business and some of them went out of business. Anyway, it was a fascinating rewriting of history, and if they can refute it, they should, and if they can't, then the Democrats win on that stuff. It'd be fascinating to see. When's that start?
Monday.
This Monday? Yeah. 5:42 at News Talk 760 on a Friday morning at WJR.
This report is sponsored by the podcast Why I'm Voting. Have you ever wondered if Will Ferrell likes to wear his I voted sticker?
I'll even wear it until the next
Never.
day.
Or what makes Stephanie Rule so passionate about voting?
It's about what kind of country, what kind of world do you want to live in?
Listen to Why I'm Voting wherever you get your podcasts.
The coffee's good this morning, especially important on a Friday. Let's find out how we're doing this early Friday morning. Our WJR Traffic and Weather First and Dana Clark.
Traffic First sponsored by Shelving.com and your changed work environment. Maximize space and increase performance in your manufacturing facility, warehouse, school, or home with Shelving.com's durable wire metal shelving and pallet racks. Order today at Shelving.com. Get a free warehouse safety pallet rack survey and 11% off. At Shelving.com, we rack your world. Earlier accident, 75 northbound at Livernois. That incident is clear. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Gordon Chevrolet, where you not only pick your payments, but now pick your program. Need to pull ahead your lease? Do you need a GM employee pricing or a low payment with zero interest? Gordon Chevrolet can help you find it on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. GordonChevrolet.com. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads.
I've been in the good stuff, and it continues as we head through today. Gorgeous sunshine out there, 86 the daytime high. Another very pleasant morning. Tonight, clear 63. Outlying areas will be a little cooler naturally. Saturday and Sunday, plenty of sun into the upper 80s. Maybe a thunderstorm around by Monday. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
Let's listen in to a gentleman who spends noon to 3 with us Monday through Friday. That would be Rush Limbaugh, who stops by first thing this Friday morning. Rush?
A law professor, University of Texas, ticked off that President Trump is putting loyalists in important government positions. In a New York Times op-ed, Stephen Vladek demands to know why Senate Republicans are playing dead. They haven't stopped Trump from appointing people loyal to him. Mr. Vladek's especially mad about a tactic Trump uses to avoid confirmation hearings. Whenever there are vacancies in executive branch agencies, the president simply appoints people loyal to him as acting officials. President Trump says this gives him a lot more flexibility. And as a bonus, he avoids the partisan battles that would erupt in the Senate if these appointees had to be confirmed. Now, Vladek angrily complains that President Trump has not referred a single name to the Senate for confirmation since April of 2019. Now, this is sending the left into orbit, folks. Vladek claims that appointing acting officers violates the spirit of the Constitution. That's a total crock. Since when have liberals cared about that? I'll tell you what has this guy's underwear in a bunch. Two things. First, that President Trump has people who are loyal to him in key positions instead of the Obama holdovers who were undermining Trump since day one. But the main reason the guy's mad is that Trump has outsmarted the left yet again to figure out how to get people loyal to him in positions of importance. What's so wrong with that anyway, by the way?
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR.
So, Dub, did you watch the little boy, the Braden Harrington speech?
I think I saw the very end of it. I don't know though. I saw some young little boy at the end of what he was saying. Was it better early on? Was it?
He was
special.
Excellent. Yeah, it was very special. He's the little boy that Vice President Biden had helped with stuttering, and he got up and thanked him and talked about his struggle, and it was very good, very touching.
It's a very touching story, the story of Joe Biden and what he went through growing up and that stutter. And what a strong mother he had. The teacher, can you imagine the teacher made fun of him with his stutter? And did she go, Biden or something
ridiculous,
foolish like that? I love that the mother came to the school and said, if you do that again, I'll knock your bonnet off or whatever, whatever she said, which is apparently where Joe gets this thing where he's always ready to fight people.
Yeah.
and he's had a number of fights apparently as he was growing up. That's kind of his environment. But I thought they did a fine job of telling his story, and then he got through, most of his speech certainly got through it without any major problems, or a couple of little stumbles that were not a big deal. Everybody who gets in front of a teleprompter and gives a speech that long oftentimes will stumble a little bit, and he did, but nothing they can hang their hat on, as the expression used to be. Nothing
They'll
they
have
can
to
say.
hang their hat on something else.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only thing, the big thing they've got going for them would be the debates. If he can handle it off teleprompter, think fast on his feet, answer questions or ask questions or make allegations on his own, I guess that would be the next step.
The other clever thing was outside at the end.
That was good at the end with the drive-in and the cars.
Fireworks.
Yeah.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
5:48 and a Friday morning edition of the Paul W. Smith Show on WJR. First 45 minutes coming to you via the radio as well as social media, so you can see us if you really want to, and hear us as well. And we were talking about the convention last night and the successful conclusion with the speech given by Joe Biden, and then even the end where there were fireworks, and then out in the parking lot was set up like a drive-in theater. It was all very effective, very effective. And I won't see this, but if you see it, if you see the fireworks, you saw Joe kind of looking up at them in awe. And, I got to tell you what it reminded me of. If anyone tries to criticize him for that, which they shouldn't, but I remember many, many years ago being asked to introduce Ronald Reagan on his Ferdinand Magellan whistle stop tour. And at the end of his speech, they had fireworks. And he looked up at them as if he had never seen fireworks before. He looked up in awe, and it was like, gee, oh, shucks, wow, isn't this something? And I knew that the last whistle stop tour he was on earlier that day, they had fireworks. And so, it was not something he hadn't seen before. He was just doing what he was doing, which was effectively looking up and taking in the fireworks, which is what Joe Biden did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're in that moment. They're
in the moment, and
Mm-hmm.
they've all seen fireworks before.
Mm-hmm.
And but anyway, it was. I haven't seen anyone say anything about that because it has been. That was late last night, and it's early this morning, so I haven't read or heard any reviews. Certainly the institutional media isn't going to find anything to complain about.
Well, we're funny about fireworks too. Every time we go to the
Right.
fireworks, every time Paul and I go to the fireworks, which is once a year, we really enjoy ourselves too. The
Mhm.
fireworks are great. They're
Fireworks are
they're
fun.
beautiful.
It's why I didn't understand that the period of time, and I'm glad Ford sponsors them now, the Ford fireworks, but that period of time when Target sponsored them, they handed out those like 3D glasses.
Right. That's
And
right.
I thought, really? Do you need to do extra special things to make fireworks extra special? No, fireworks are great.
Especially ours. They're fantastic.
They're the best of the best in the country, but they
And they're
handed out
coming
those
soon, by the way.
3D glasses, and I then realized it was kind of like everything looked like a Target logo with the glasses. When the fireworks, I went, oh, now I understand why they're doing that. But
you get it now, huh?
anyway,
Our fireworks are coming, by the way,
They're
August
coming.
31st.
they're coming
They're
secretively.
coming.
Secret
They're going to be
location.
secret location, which is why we're not going to go. We're going to let the television handle it, and us hiding somewhere in the woods doing a broadcast. It's not for me.
I'll be
watch
on the
the
river and
fireworks.
I'll report in.
Oh.
There's the voice.
Dick Hafner is here, and you'll. Are you serious, Dick?
I'll check it out. I'll go down to the river and I'll report back to you.
Okay, okay. They're making it very clear that you're not supposed to come downtown.
It won't let
They
you in.
do not want you to come downtown. They even say they won't be visible from downtown,
Mm.
which seems odd, but I got to believe what they tell us, because I don't know what they're doing other than they'll be from an undisclosed location.
It would seem to me that it would be a lot cheaper to fire off the fireworks in a big open field setting somewhere, not involving barges and international laws. That's all complicated. So if they're actually going to be firing off these fireworks live instead of just doing a video presentation, yeah, they'll be out in some sort of open field setting. They have to be.
Gee, I hope it's not my backyard. But anyway,
why not?
Well, I never heard of
a great view. You'll be in awe, like Reagan.
Yeah. I've never seen fireworks before. That you just entered a thought that never occurred to me. If they're going to do them live and not a video, that's interesting. I never heard that there could be anything but live.
Right.
I don't know.
I think
newsman, he may know.
I think the parade company has said this will be live. It's not going to be a video presentation.
Right.
It's going to be real fireworks somewhere.
From everything I've heard, that's what it was going to be. So anyway, what is the date for that? And
August 31st.
August 31st. All right. The August 31st. I'm not sure I'm going to be here.
No, you're out of town.
We're following Jamester the Great, Jamie Geisinger the golfer, our son, on the pro tour, and we're going to Grand Rapids for the Michigan Open. Oh no, not Grand Rapids. We're going to the Grand Traverse Resort.
Right.
I knew there was a Grand in there somewhere. The Grand Traverse Resort to follow him on his golf. Challenge. Grand Traverse Resort. Kim's hearing me 15 seconds later. That's why she just.
They're going to play the Bear.
Grand Traverse. I don't know if they play the Bear or what they play. There's like 5.
Well, if they're at the Grand Traverse Resort, they would have to play the Bear. Yeah,
because that's the toughest one.
Yeah, that's the pro style.
That's the one I always lose golf balls at when we used to go up there and play.
That one?
Oh, the other ones you don't, huh?
Right.
No, because that one is so frustrating. I do John Daly style golf where I stand there and keep hitting a ball while it keeps going into the schmush.
You don't have to hit it into the woods there to lose the ball. I think you can hit it right down the fairway. And
right
still
down
lose
the fairway. It was on the fairway. How can I not find this ball?
Of course, that's the least likely place you'd look for the ball.
Yeah, I don't look right down the fairway. I don't look for the fairway.
Neither do I.
We're going to be having the Secretary of State on. What's this? 72% of absentee ballot counts off.
What a mess
in Detroit.
What a mess. Detroit cannot have a recount.
And they're worried about the president screwing up the post office. My goodness, we can't even get the city offices that are in charge here for the absentee voting and all the rest of it. The Michigan's largest county to ask the state to investigate, and you know how these investigations, how long they take. How are you going to get this done before the November election, or before you can make the changes that should be effective by the November election? This is crazy.
Well, the Secretary of State wanted accelerated absentee balloting. She wants mail-in balloting in Michigan, but that's apparently not going to happen. So now she'll get her wish, and she'll have to step in and try to straighten out the mess in Detroit. As you point out, there's not much time to do it.
No. And the Wayne County Board of Canvassers requesting that the Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, examine the training and processes used in Detroit's August 4th primary, which one official described as a perfect storm of challenges. The board, which we don't hear from that often, is charged with certifying election results, and they've had a little bit of an issue with that.
And this is from Wayne County government, which is Democratic controlled.
By the way, our Secretary of State made her appearance. I announced yesterday she would be at the, or at least presenting at the Democrat National Committee, which she did last night. But you know what? She talked about the president and his family voting absentee or by mail. And I thought that what we did in terms of voting, was supposed to be confidential. Do you understand what I'm talking about here? The whole process of voting is supposed to be confidential.
But they revealed it themselves. The
Yeah, they
president said
mentioned.
he was
said,
voting absentee ballot.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, he publicly said
because
that.
he's a resident of Florida. He will not be in Florida on election night.
All right. So she's not giving out any information that wasn't already public. But that was one of my bulletins this morning, was that the Secretary of State of Michigan revealed that that's not a reveal. That's just repeating what already was out there, I guess.
Yep.
All righty. Speaking of what's already out there, traffic and weather, we've got that coming up in a moment. Right now, it's 5:58 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by the podcast Why I'm Voting.
Have you ever wondered if Will Ferrell likes to wear his I voted sticker?
I'll even wear it until the next day.
Or what makes Stephanie Ruhle so passionate about voting?
It's about what kind of country, what kind of world do you want to live in?
Listen to Why I'm Voting wherever you get your podcasts.
And we're checking it right here, right now, with Dana Clark.
New accident along 94 eastbound right before Trumbull. That wreck is blocking the right lane. Stop and go traffic reported from 96. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. We are in for a great weekend. It's going to get hotter. And next week looks like we could be into the upper 80s, near 90 as well. So starting today, sunny skies, a high of 87. Tonight, clear skies, your low 66. Saturday, we turn the heat up even more. Sunshine, 88 degrees. And on Sunday, sunshine, a few afternoon clouds, could see a stray shower or thunderstorm that is possible, and a high of 89. We also hit 89 with sunshine on Monday. Clear skies, 65 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute. We have to say happy birthday to Patrick. Happy birthday, Patrick. His birthday
Patrick
is on Sunday, and he says he'll be 43 years young.
Woohoo!
Happy birthday.
Great weekend, Patrick. He's probably got a birthday weekend planned.
Yes. Yes, he probably does.
Let's see, 18,181. So the reason that the governor didn't come on yesterday was legitimate. She told us it was because they were going to have to come out with their $600 million Flint thing, and that people were trying to take control of it for their own political reasons, I guess, or for their own reasons. But they did come out with the fact that it will be about $600 million for the water victims, 33,000 of them sharing the $600 million. That'd be, doing the math, I think, if I did it right, $18,000, little over $18,000 a person. With 33,000 and $600 million, but they say they're not going to share in it equally.
So where's the money coming
Most of the money is going to children, because they're the ones supposedly in the long run are going to be affected. And that's one of the questions we wanted to ask the governor, Ann, and that is, where are you going to get $600 million? Is it in a general fund? I don't think so, but I don't know. And is it going to be with bonds or whatever? So we don't know. We don't have that answer.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that we'll get that answer until Monday, when the governor, I believe, will come back on Monday.
Yes, Monday. So Todd Flood is coming on this morning to talk a little bit about that, but he's also bringing along one of the attorneys involved, Corey Stern, who represented a lot of the victims.
Yeah, I saw that.
Add Corey in.
I did, but we're going to put them on together.
Yes.
Aren't they at odds?
No, no. Todd and Corey are good friends. And so actually Todd suggested it because he said Corey will be able to give us a lot of details. Todd might be able to tell us where the money's coming from, but I don't know. I'm just speculating, but that's a lot of potatoes. So it'll be interesting to see where that's coming from.
Well,
and did you see that Royal Oak commissioner
thanks.
passed away? Paul, did you see that the Royal Oak commissioner passed away? The woman
that we had on. She was troubled.
She came under scrutiny for going to one of the early protests up in Lansing.
Okay. Yeah, she was outside.
That's why we had her on.
Yeah.
And then a couple weeks later, she ended up shoplifting at a store.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she said it was because she was struggling with her finances.
Right. Yeah.
And then she got into an accident.
Right.
And after that, she passed away. So they're not sure
a lot
if it was
going on.
She was not sure if it's from a health problem or
She had a lot
the
going
accident
on.
or
Because when she went in for the accident, she never came out of it. I mean, it was bizarre.
How old was she, Annie?
in her
40s, I think.
40s,
46, maybe, something like that.
somewhere around there.
Young. Yeah, and Vartan Kapilian was young. I mean, these days...
She was 48. 48.
48.
And Vartan was only 73.
73 is young these days. So, but I couldn't believe that he retired like in 2008.
I
didn't know it was
some
that
health
long
problems,
ago.
Stubb.
He did. And you know who we need to get on to talk about him is Mike O'Hara. Because he and Mike O'Hara were big buddies and fellow workers. They worked together. They did either, I guess, a column together.
Oh,
for years, and I can't remember. Let's see what it was called. Oh, well, they did something together. Anyway, they and over and above that, they were good buddies. So if we have space, and we should put in Mike O'Hara.
that's a good idea.
Because they did a lot of stuff together.
The other story is at 6:18 is for you and Dana. It's a little bit of a cautionary tale about the mosquitoes.
Oh boy. Okay.
Yes. So they're telling you to put bug spray on.
Oh yeah.
Because there is a problem with both West Nile virus and that EEE. What was that? Equine encephalitis.
Yeah. Like we need something else to worry about in 2020.
So I put it that this falls in the category of as if we don't have enough to worry about.
Right. And what about if you do put on bug spray? Because I do. They chop right through that.
Yeah.
With
bug
DEET.
spray. I don't know. It's got to have DEET, I guess.
Yes, it does have DEET.
Yeah.
I guess it could be worse if I didn't put it on.
Well, at least you guys have your zappers.
Apparently you are. Yeah, I got to empty that thing. It's like
you still got to empty it.
Yeah, I'm afraid to. They say empty it at night when bugs are less active, because there'll still be some bees and wasps in there that are still alive, and they will be angry when you
and then
open this up. And I go, why would they? I don't want to ever open it again. I don't want to open it and clean it if I'm going to be attacked. Anyway. I do have to deal with that this weekend.
Yeah, you're going to make it. Just put on some gloves, a little masky, and you'll be fine.
So for those wondering where Dick Hafner is, we're being informed by Brian that Dick is having a little camera problem. What you may or may not have seen when we came on initially was that Dick literally was either sideways or upside down.
Actually, at one point it was both.
Both sideways and upside down. So we apologize.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760 WJR.
Oh my God.
That wakes us up.
It's Friday!
Yay!
He gets very mad at me when I react this way to bad technical issues. But you see, it's like when Ann got stuck on the elevators in the Fisher building. And that kept happening, and I kept talking about it on the air. And our old program director, Steve Stewart, said, please don't talk about the elevators not working. And I said, here's how we do that. You make sure they fix them so Ann doesn't get stuck on them anymore, and I won't talk about it anymore. And guess what? She never got stuck on the elevators anymore. It's not working with the technical issues that we have with this, but I have hope. Is it loud for anybody else?
Yes.
Okay, not just me. Good. It's Friday, August 21st, the 234th day of 2020. There are 132 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. Dick Hafner is here and handling all the news duties on this Friday morning. We appreciate that. Of course, Dana Clark with traffic and weather information. And today we'll talk about movies and television at home and other things, whatever is on her mind. Brian Morton in the booth at the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building. Kim alongside us. We're all in our homes, in our home offices or home spaces we've set aside for broadcast. And, of course, our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Friday.
Ann. Happy Friday to you. So $600 million to be spread among 33,000 people in Flint. If it were equally spread, it'd be about $18,000 a piece, but we've been told it won't be equally spread. I don't know what the formula is. We'll ask that lawyer that you have set up along with Todd Flood. I believe they're supposed to be favoring children in the settlement, but it's all money, all going to Flint. And we'll try to find out, too, where the money's coming from.
And will it go into a trust for them?
Don't know.
Us, because if there's
For children, it would, I believe.
A lot of good questions. And then there's all kinds of room for problems.
Mm-hmm.
You get $600 million out there under the best of conditions and circumstances. And unfortunately, it's going to attract people who are going to want to step up and help counsel these people who are getting the money. And everybody better be careful. And they better be careful in the way they hand that money out, knowing that there are going to be people out there ready to take advantage and not in a good way.
And ultimately, the money is coming from us. I mean,
well, as all money does.
Right. So, yes.
As all money does.
We'll give for that.
Nice story in the Detroit News above the fold about his owning now the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This Sunday, they'll have their race. They're calling it, Henry Payne is calling it, the zenith of Roger Penske's extraordinary racing career. And it is. He's had an extraordinary career, period. But especially in terms of racing, it's the more visible extraordinary career. But he's had an extraordinary career as a businessman and as a guy who has helped Detroit in many ways over the years. So that's
And he's also a great guy. He's just a wonderful guy.
He's a great guy. And he's now 83. And still kicking strong, and made the decision not to have people in the stands, as much as I'm sure he would like to, in terms of business. After you just buy a place like the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and all those expenses of cleaning it up, which he's been doing, but this is Roger Penske saying, "Wait a minute, it's not going to be safe for the fans, so we're not going to have fans there." Even though they could have spread people out and done all this other stuff. It would have been tough, and he's always made the decision, the right decision. It seemingly in all of his business moves. We're going to continue to talk about the absentee ballot counts and problems in Detroit, and we'll have the Secretary of State on about that. Mention her appearance on the Democrat National Convention last night, and what else is going on, guys? What else do we want to bring up or mention?
Well, with regard to Jocelyn Benson, Detroit always seems to have some trouble. Back in 2016, they had trouble too.
Right.
What are they going to do to figure this out? Because we're likely to have a record turnout coming up here in November. And how are they going to handle it? Because now they're saying that a lot of the clerks in Detroit, or the workers, I should say, the election workers, did not want to do it this year because of COVID. So part of this is they need enough people to help with this. So how
they're going to be
work?
Overrun with mail-in ballots.
Exactly.
And this is
this is
where the
looks
problem
like a perfect storm that's brewing here.
Yeah. Well, now here it is. It is the 21st of August, and we're talking about it. And I, for one, don't have any confidence whatsoever that come November and Election Day, and the days after that we won't still be talking about it. That's kind of unfortunate, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just the election.
Yeah, I mean, this is all that really matters in terms of what they do. It's the most important thing that they do, and yet we know this far out in advance that they'll probably repeat the same mistakes they did in 2016.
Hopefully not.
What does
It'll
that
be
mean?
interesting to see what she says.
What does that mean? Doing the same thing over and over again? Oh, that's what insanity is.
Yeah.
Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. All right, so we'll get into that. We've mentioned also, if you just woke up at 6, sadly, that legendary Detroit News golf writer Vartan Kapilian has died at the age of 73. I didn't know him very well. I enjoyed his writing. We had him on the show a number of times, always doing a nice job. And I used to see him out at the Buick Open because we had Tiger Woods in common. Tiger always would talk with Vartan. In fact, Tiger would end a press conference with, "Am I done, Vartan?" It's kind of like what Ron Kettlefinger did with me for the other news media. It drove them crazy. And then I would get to do a one-on-one interview with Tiger, which was very rare and done for me, I'm sure, basically because I was very kind to his father years earlier. And in fact, the guys from the Buick Open got my interview with Tiger's father to Tiger after Tiger's father died. And I think Tiger always appreciated that. So I'd always have a one-on-one with him too. But that was my only time that I was around Vartan Kapilian, and he was so good at what he did and was the first really big-time Detroit News reporter who spent decades doing a great job. He was one of the most respected golf writers and writers in general. And I hope maybe that we'll speak to Mike O'Hara, who was his good friend and a colleague. Maybe we'll get him on and talk with him. All right, it is 6:14 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Everstream, the business-only fiber network.
At Everstream, the business-only fiber network, we believe business deserves better. Everstream's full-service approach to business connectivity delivers the speed and reliability that businesses demand. Everstream, faster fiber, better business.
And we've got it for you, our WJR traffic and weather first, and Miss Dana Clark.
Still watching that earlier accident along 94 eastbound right before Trumbull. That's in Detroit. 2 lanes are blocked. Stop and go traffic from at least West Grand Boulevard. Those right 2 lanes are shut down. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet, where not only do you pick your payment, but now pick your program. Need to pull ahead your lease? Do you need GM employee pricing or a low payment with 0 interest? Let Gordon Chevrolet help you find it on Ford Road, just west of Merriman in Garden City. GordonChevrolet.com. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads.
It's been a nice dry week. High pressure hangs on. A couple of more days through the weekend. Dry weather expected. Warming trend. Clear, comfortable morning, sunny afternoon. Still comfortable at 86. Tonight, clear, 63. Outlying areas a little cooler. And lots of sun and upper 80s over the weekend. Maybe some wet weather by Monday. From a Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stitchick on News Talk 760 WJR.